All right, looks like we're live here on Facebook. Welcome everybody. Like today is going to be one of those GSD spotlights that you're going to want to pay attention to. So, like get a pen and paper for this one specifically and also the past ones that we've done and any future ones, but this one most notably. We've just hit a huge mark and I just got well, before we were talking before we went live, just got a little bit of the behind the scenes of the week that you may have seen a screenshot on my stories or my posts or whatever, or if you didn't, that's okay too. I posted that Jennifer had closed something insane, like 5,000 monthly recurring revenue clients in a single week. And right before we hopped on, she's like, "Oh, just casually drops this in there. Oh, by the way, that week ended with 42,000 in recurring revenue." And then she just laughs as if it's just another week, which I hope it is. But we'll dive into that in a minute. So really quick, in case you guys don't know us, who Cody and I are, we run the GSD. We have a program called the GSD Elite where we help agency owners, probably just like you guys watching this here on the live, elevate and scale your business, get past those bottlenecks, learn sales, learn offers, learn content, learn fulfillment, and all that kind of good stuff. Just so you know you're in the right place. So with that being said, let's dive into this. Jennifer, give me a little bit of background of who you are.
Sure. Okay. So I'm going to start back in the day. So I've been doing sales and marketing and advertising for almost 26 years right now. I started way back in the day when I was 18 years old, working for PBS, fundraising to save the station, red, green, etc. So I started back when before college even. But I worked my way from there into the newspaper. I worked at the newspaper before it was digital and worked through becoming digital. I've been in radio, TV, billboards, you name it, I've done it. But some of the highlights in my career have been I owned a medical magazine for 5 years and I sold it. It was advertising supported free distribution in Michigan only, where I'm from. After I sold it, I then moved into mobile app download marketing, like on your phone. Worked with some of the biggest names in the industry, like EA Games, Bree, Walgreens, Chase Bank, so on and so forth, helping them with their mobile app strategy, National Geographic, so on, a whole bunch of big brands. Really super cool job. Did that for several years. Eventually recognized it's cool, but like one person doesn't really affect change. With those gigantic companies, you're just one of many, like the Borg, I suppose. And then I moved from that to owning an actual CPC ad network, very similar to Google AdWords. After 4 or 5 years, I sold that little guy, and then I moved into local advertising. So I've brought all the knowledge that I've had over this 26-year career into digital advertising. It's been a super crazy ride for me, but our agency's been in business since 2015. I did it by myself until about COVID, which was an awesome time to try to scale. Decided that was my sign to go ahead and jump again. Decided to scale, started hiring staff. Was in the chiropractic niche for quite some time. Decided I don't love working with those people, and met up with you guys, the GSD crew. Completely changed my niche, something I'm completely not familiar with. Changed my offer from retainer model to performance model, hybrid, and jumped again. So here we are today telling that sweet story.
So that's interesting. So when you joined the GSD is when you decided to just completely pivot. Is that what I heard?
Well, yes, I joined GSD because I decided to completely pivot. And I knew that if I was left to my own devices, I would stay where it was comfortable and I was making money, even though I hated my life every day. And I needed somebody outside of myself to help me look in a new direction. So I hired you guys.
That's awesome. So like before hiring us, had you worked with any other coaches or tried anything to solve for like that like lifestyle shift? Because I mean, a lot of people watching this will probably feel the same way you are. They fucking hate their lives, not in a bad way, in their work life, and then it leads into personal life. So it's okay to pivot. I mean, you've seen Jennifer just fucking crush it, which we'll get to in just a second. But if you can answer that for me.
Sure. So I've bought a million programs as everybody else has. And guess what happened with them? Absolutely nothing. You know why? I'm really, really busy. Nobody was pushing me. Nobody was holding me accountable. It's kind of like a diet, right? I was on a diet with a refrigerator full of junk food. There was no fucking way I was going to be on a diet before because I don't have the wherewithal or the bandwidth to force myself to do stuff without accountability, just like any other freaking person on the planet. And the reason you guys have helped me succeed is because you hold me accountable and because I know that if I don't step up to the plate and get in the weekly announcements, and I'm a like semi-participator, to be fair. I don't really enjoy group training myself unless I absolutely have to, but I know I can hit you guys up when I'm having a problem and you help me. And that's really what I need, as I need somebody who's there for me, like even if it's a quick chat and just says, try this, it took you 5 minutes, I need that. And then I need the accountability piece. You're the guy that I show up at the gym and wave to every morning. I just need that. I know that you're going to miss me if I don't show up, and I better. So I got my shit together. Took me a hot minute to implement your SOPs and, modify them for my agency. But after I did that, it's all over with the crying.
So tell me about the success that you've had throughout, if you can kind of even remember how many deals you've closed, because there's been so many. Like your wins thread is like makes our job so much easier, right? So kind of walk me through like what have you accomplished since starting the GSD a couple months ago?
Okay, so a couple months ago, the first thing I did is lay down the groundwork of creating SOPs. Like that is the most important thing that was missing in my agency. While we have them all like right here in my skull, they do not do anybody good, because I constantly day to day have to keep giving that wisdom to people so that they can do their job. So the first thing we did is implement all those SOPs. And that took us about 6 weeks because of my time, and I had to like craft them to meet our agency. The second that was done, we launched our cold outreach, using your methodology. Not even all of it, only part of it, because I want to be sure we could handle the inflow. So we're only doing a little bit of DM outreach and some cold email. We're not even putting the gas down yet. And in our first week and a half of actually trying, we closed 7 deals.
Say that again. How many deals?
7.
In what time period?
Week and a half.
A week and a half from starting, or a week and a half from implementing the SOPs?
A week and a half both, because we started as soon as we implemented the SOP.
Okay.
Week and a half, we closed 7 deals. There were $6,000 each minimum.
Oh wow. So like do the math for me.
That's
So six,
$40,000 MRR right there.
let's say that one more time. It got cut out for me.
$42,000 in MRR right there.
Now, how does that feel to be able to get leads just like that and closings like you've been doing?
Let me just tell you, my team is psyched and I am psyched. There's a little bit of fear, right? There's fear when you do stuff like this. My whole team is used to like, a couple clients a month. We plod along, we make decent money, everybody's happy. They were not ready for me to throw the match on the fire. They were not ready for that. And so I did it, and then they freaked out a little and got a little bit befuddled. Called them into a meeting, got everybody on the same page, and now we are plugging and chugging. It's no big deal. No big deal at all.
So, I mean, you barely implemented and scratched the surface on what we've teached or taught, and you got $42,000 in clients.
I will tell you, it's about the offer.
Yeah, the offer structure. Yeah, so you have a can't say no offer now.
Yeah, and I have a can't say no offer. And so it's really a no-brainer. Like we've probably talked to 21 leads is all. Closed 7, another 7 are on the fence, and we'll probably end up closing, but they haven't closed yet. And the other 7 are just not a good fit for us. It's not because they don't want us, we don't want them. So of our 21 deals, we've disqualified a third, and the other 2 thirds, we've closed 1/3, and the other third, we'll probably end up closing them in a month or 2, probably. So as long as we keep trickling them, they're going to probably end up closed as well.
Yeah, and this is going to keep compounding, and you control the gasoline and the fire. So
Yeah.
now you're in the full driver's seat. So I mean that's impressive to be able to self-select clients, because I know that so many agencies out there right now are struggling to even get somebody to just show up on a fucking phone call, let alone show up to the phone call, dish out their money, and then being like a satisfied customer with you.
Yeah, I think the key thing though is like stop being scared. That's what stops people. It isn't like the ability. You can get on phone calls all day with people. Don't be scared to tell people no. You're not a good fit for me. Don't take every piece of business, because you're gonna get bogged down with people that take up your time and don't pay, or giant time suck, annoying. I guess we call them Karens. I don't know if anybody here is called Karen. I'm sorry, but they're called Karens. You don't want those guys. So you have to be okay with saying no sometimes, and then the yes part's really easy. Once you qualify them and you know that they fit your like standard, and we have qualifying questions, if you don't fit them, maybe we can downsell you to our staff, maybe we can downsell you to ISA, because maybe you're not ready yet. But we have lots of opportunity here. So don't be afraid to say no, and don't be scared by what you think your limitations are. Because literally, If you just try, you will succeed one way or the other. I believe that my entire life, and like why I've been successful. I just believe I can do it, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean that's the belief system is like you mentioned a couple things about fear and also just doing it, but also getting that necessary help when you need it because one of the most expensive mistakes you can possibly make in your entire life, especially for younger people. I've been there myself. I'm in my 40s now, so I look at everybody as younger, even if they may be even older than me, watching this. But taking advice from either the wrong person, one of the most costly, devastating, some cases unrecoverable type of situations. But number two is having that selfish mentality that you could do it alone. And because I say selfish specifically, because if you are going to only maintain your skills to the knowledge that you're able to create, you'll not be able to serve your audience at the best you. You will be selling them instead of serving them. So do take that advice into consideration when you're thinking about leveling up like Jennifer has, especially going into a brand new industry, which is scary. So, like, speaking of fear, like when you were deciding, like, what was that deciding factor when you said, like, fuck these chiropractors, and maybe not that exact term,
Nope,
but
that's exactly the term that I used. I talked to you, I believe. I was like, fuck these people. I hate them. I never want to talk to another one of these miserable C words ever again because they suck and I hate them. And not them personally, but like I hate working with them.
yeah, and there's an important story to pull out of here is that like you can pivot, and just because you may have seen a little success or none at all in a niche in a category, maybe you just don't like the niche, and that's what's dragging you down into like depression in your own terms, right? So like once you kind of get the organized idea of like how can you make a proper offer where people raise their hand, right? We have to understand you're not Starbucks. People aren't going to you anyways, right? You don't have this crack, this addiction of coffee like this that I go to every morning, right? I'm going to be a loyal customer for a long period of time. We're trying to stand above and beyond, up above a crowd. And sometimes with no like and trust factor, people may not know us, like us, or even trust us before that call. So what can we do from an offer structure to penetrate like Jennifer has? And I'm going to actually ask you, like, what do you think about that offer like makes you stand out so much?
Well, you want me to frame my offer so people know what it is? Okay,
If you want to, yeah,
sure,
absolutely.
that's fine. Okay, so here's what we do. We offer HVAC companies 5 free set appointments or live transfers when they sign up with us.
Hold on,
5.
hold on, hold on, hold on. Like, why did you pick HVAC?
Because you guys told me to.
Okay.
No, there's
So
actually a reason. There's a reason. I'm just messing with you. The reason is because service industries like HVAC are recession proof pretty much. If your air conditioner breaks and it's 95 degrees, like it is where I live, you're going to find the money to get that dang thing replaced or fixed. You're not going to sit around in the heat being all mad and angry. If you're in the winter time and it's freezing and your furnace goes out, you're going to replace it. It's just a fact, right? And so no matter what the economy does, COVID, not COVID, whatever is going on, this is pretty recession proof. It doesn't mean if I can eke my system out and I'm going to service it, I won't. But I'm saying like if it's broken and needs to be replaced, you're not going to not do that. You're going to do it. It's not like let's just use chiropractic. If things get tough, I'm going to stop paying you because like it's cool, but it's not like life or death, and it's not uncomfortable per se to a point that makes me want to like take a little bit of money I have and fix it. But if your air conditioner goes out and it's 95, you will call your great uncle Earl and get whatever you can from his pop can money so that you can get that dang thing replaced because it's hot. People don't like to be uncomfortable. So there's that.
Right.
Secondarily is because it's a place where we can make a big impact with not a ton of effort. Yes, it's competitive and that's cool, but we have an offer that puts us heads and tails above everybody else at this moment because everybody's doing lead gen, retainer model, all these things, which is super cool. Don't get me wrong. But we flipped the script and said, you pay for the ad spend, we will take the risk on the result, which is getting you an appointment or a live transfer, and you only pay us when that happens. And we have a solid enough ISA team, which we've had around for a hot minute, and solid enough processes that we can make that promise and still make a lot more money than we did before. So for example, retainer model with chiropractors, we maxed out at $3,000 a month, and those people were time-sucking vampires. With this model, our minimum is 10 appointments a week. And so at that minimum, we make $6,000 a month minimum. So if they want more, 10, 12, 14, 20, whatever appointments, our income only goes up. And so we uncapped our income. People are happy to talk to us, and we are selling the crack, because once you start getting appointments and selling them, it's crack. You just want more. Why do you think Home Advisor exists?
Right. No, that's incredible. So, I mean, just you guys just heard it right now. Changing your offer, changing your industry, but also the fear of like, what are you missing out on? Maybe you fucking hate what you're doing, and that's fear. That sucks. How can you wake up every day motivated and actually be authentic? And then once you find a rhythm, you can pivot like Jennifer has. You can get to 42K. You can be motivated. So those are the things that I want a lot of people to walk away with, is that the choice is your commitment level, not anything else, and then getting the necessary skills and mentorship just so you can show up and give your gift to as many people at the top level, because you're still not immune to people leaving you if you fucking suck. People are smart. They will leave you. And we're in this business to have 2 year, 10 year, 3 year, whatever year relationships, not like, oh, will you please try me out for 3 months, sir? Like, I'll prove myself and refund you. Yeah, you can give the risk reversal, but the reality is we're setting the fucking context for a year and beyond. That's how you build a business. You build brand loyalty. You build actually a two-way relationship with a human, and not treat them like they're just another client or customer. We want to make them like raving fans. And what I personally talk about is we have two types of relationships we always build with people. Number one is the value that we deliver. Here's our results. We're going to put it into your business. That's value. Make more money than you spend with us. Second value is the relationship value, the what you cannot attach to revenue. Do I know that your children play soccer? Do I know that you drive a Jeep? Do I know that you have a cabin? Do I text you or give you pictures of something that reminded me of you? So now you have a relationship without crossing into a friend zone. So those are the two things that I really focus on, is personal relationships, and then doing what you say you're going to do, and then go slightly beyond. And that's what Jennifer does here too now. So, and not now, always. She has loads of experience, and you guys, like, you can start at the same level. You can get to 42K, 50K, 100K, 200K. Just take that ceiling off anybody's head, because anything is possible. I mean, if you look at a guy like Dwayne Wade, dude had 13 siblings, single mother in the hood, and dude owns the Jazz. They're about to go to the Western Conference Finals. So anything is possible, especially if you're talking about one of 1 million opportunities in the United States of America alone, right? So Jennifer, sorry for that monologue there.
All
Um,
good.
I'm also celebrating. I just want to remind everybody today's National Bourbon Day, but it's okay to go with the Irish, the Jameson too. Um, but now that you've like found the GSD and you've implemented like what it sounds like a fraction of what we've taught, like where do you think you can take this agency with support?
I really believe, I mean, this is seven clients. That, you know how small that number is? It's only seven, like seven. Of all the thousands and thousands of businesses in the United States of America, that's seven, right? So if we can do seven and we can do almost 50K in a month. What if we get, like I had 35 chiropractors. What if we get back to 35? The sky's the limit. So ideally, what I want to do is I want to grow my agency, get myself out of it, and sell it at some point. Um, there's a lot of reasons for that, like security, right? I want my security money and I want to put it away so I know I never, ever, ever, ever have to work again, but I will. And I'll do another thing. But this particular thing, this is the one I want. I just want to sell it eventually. And the only way to do that is to get yourself out of it and have systems and processes and have a niche and a defined brand and a bunch of other stuff. And so my motivation is a little different than other people's. This will be the fourth or fifth business that I've grown to sell. It's kind of my jam. I get bored of stuff. I crack the nut. I figure it out. I make a ton of money and then I sell it. That's just like who I am, because I get bored. And this one, the worst case scenario is I don't sell it and I just make a butt ton of money. The best case scenario is I grow it and scale it and then I sell it to somebody and make a butt ton of money. So either way, I feel like I win.
Got it. That's awesome. I love it. I mean, you have a goal, and I don't know what that income goal is, but I'm sure it's really, really big, and
Yep.
it'll be above, like, you'll, I know that you're the person that stretches your means. But for anybody out there that's listening to this, I mean, use this story as inspiration for yourself and see what you need to apply in your daily habits for your business. so you can grow it too. I mean, Jennifer hopped into a brand new niche. I mean, she's already, I mean, like, I don't want to say the word dominating too early, but like, I mean, 42K MRR is no fucking joke, because I know agencies that have done this for 10 years and they're probably like barely scratching 20, and not even enjoying it and still going after it. Right. So, I mean, that's an important thing to establish there. But like, what in your opinion has been like that guiding factor, or the like the most important parts that we've been able to help with? Because I know you mentioned a couple things in the beginning, but if you can kind of summarize that.
So yeah, so one of the key things is having ready-made SOPs that I only had to modify. The problem isn't the SOP. The problem is time to build the SOP. So if you have a framework that you can modify for your agency, that like is a huge burden lifted, right? Because it's difficult. It's not because it's impossible, but it's hard when you start from scratch and you think about every little thing that you do to make something happen that lives in your head, and you have to take the time to like really noodle on it and go, hey, so when I create an ad, it isn't just like going to a business manager and create an ad. It's like a whole bunch of stuff goes into that. And so you have to like having that framework so that you can do that and then pass it along to others quickly and be easily trainable, is a key thing, because there's two things that like hold people back besides themselves. It's like staff that doesn't know what they're doing, and it's usually not the staff's fault. It's usually lack of sales process and process in general. And then the staff doesn't know what they're supposed to do, and then it ends up turning into a total clusterfuck. And then the second thing is not having like sales. Like I can't be the CEO and the sales engine. And until about 3 weeks ago, I was. And so I can only take so many sales calls because I have a million meetings I'm in and things I'm doing. And so you guys help me take a hard look at like I love sales. It is my life. I love it. I've been doing it my whole entire life. But I have to recognize that like I only want to do sales when I want to do sales. Not every single call warrants my time or energy. And if I can offload that stuff and only do the fun calls where I can really win and do something really cool, that's okay. And you guys kind of help me with that. You help me with understanding that like being a miserable over your clients not worth it. I already kind of come to that conclusion, and I think my opening statement on our call was I fucking hate my clients. I had 35 of them. I had a good income. Like nothing was wrong except I hated my life every day. Like no matter how much money I was making, I hated it. Like every day I was like, do I jump out of the window or do I talk to these people? And that is not who I am. So you guys helped me really get off that like little weird roller coaster I was on, because I was too available to people and just taking their crap, and because I had a good income. So, you guys helped me with that. And then now you guys are helping me learn how to frame my offer, which you guys have done. And I know that's phenomenal. Obviously, I landed that many clients in a week. It's got to be pretty good. And then finally is, fulfillment. It's a new niche to me. And everybody who's tried a new niche knows that fulfillment in a new niche is tricky because I haven't done it before. And so what I said to my team just 2 days ago was, I'm not scared. You know why? I have these guys, and these guys have me, so I'm not worried about it. We will figure it out, and it will be okay. I have utter faith that you guys are not going to let me fail at fulfillment, and so it doesn't worry me. Whereas if I was by myself with no coach, right now I'd be biting my fingernails and pacing the floor and losing sleep because I know that there's a learning curve, and I know that this isn't easy. But I know now I have support and I'm not that worried about it. I know I'm going to talk to you guys. We're going to get it ironed out. We're going to keep tweaking it. And you guys aren't going to let me fail. So I'm not going to. And that's that.
We definitely will not let you fail. So anything SOP, anything fulfillment related, I mean, we've got it dialed in. We've done it for publicly traded companies. So I'm smiling for a reason, because I know that with this, like solving this will just allow you to just say 7 is fucking nothing. I want 70 because I already know you're gonna get it. So
Yeah.
no, that's
Like my same mindset is now I know it's not me driving the ship. It's me and my two co-captains over there helping me steer this boat where it needs to go. And that is like it's a big relief, because I don't know. I mean, most of the people listening are probably solopreneurs, right? We're all by ourselves. And I'm telling you, what do they say? If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, take people with you. Well, I'm in the long game. I'm not here to go. I mean, I want to go fast too because I'm a spaz. But like, I know beyond measure that hiring you guys was the best thing I just decided to do for my business, because I can't fail now. I mean, I probably wouldn't have before, but I know I'm not going to now.
amazing. How does that feel? How does that give you confidence to lead your team?
I think it gives my team confidence actually, right? I'm fine. I know myself, and very rarely in my life have I failed for good, right? We've all failed 100,000 times, but not for good. It's like I fail, I learn, I pick it up, and I go do something else, and it's okay. But it's hard for other people to buy into that mentality because it's not the normal mentality. It just isn't. Like people sit around and complain about what's wrong, but how often do people sit around and talk about what's right? And that is exactly why it's hard for people to get on board and believe in a single person. And they do some, right? But if I say, not only do you have me and I will not fail, but you also have these two cats who also will not fail. So there's three of us. There's three of us that will not fail. And it's a lot easier to believe that than one chick standing on her pulpit being like, I'm gonna do this, just trust me.
I love it. Yeah, I leverage us as much as you possibly can because that's what we're here to do. That's what you paid us for, and we're happy to serve and help the entire team like steer the ship together as a collaborative, not an individual. So you got the quote right. If you want to go far, go together. That's for sure.
Yeah. And so I don't want a business partner, but now I have one by proxy.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. So, like, if somebody is watching out there, or if you had a friend or somebody who owned an agency, like, what would you say if you were recommending, or would you recommend the GSD to somebody else?
Oh, I think I absolutely have already. I think I've touted you guys for like, I like in every post I make, I'm like, it is because of these cats that we are here right now. My determination is one thing, but like I would not have made that pivot so smoothly without you. And so I'd still be struggling along trying to figure some shit out, but not so much. So I tell anybody to work with you guys. I think you guys are awesome just because
Awesome.
you're available. I mean, that right there is worth every penny plus some. It's just simply that I can reach out to you and you are available. And I don't have to send in a weird support email and wait 5 days and possibly get some weird form answer from a VA or some weird video loom that I'm like, I just want to talk to you. And you guys, at any point, I can hit you up, talk to me, we fix the problem, I move on.
How quick has our support been? I'm curious, actually, too.
I have reached out to you, and within less than 30 minutes, you have messengered me back. Cody is a little bit longer, but less than an hour. And so if you can't get that, I don't know. I mean, that's like phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Well, I was on hold for a little over an hour and a half with my own credit card company, and when I got connected, I was disconnected. So our support is there for anybody who is in need of growing their agency. So we're here to serve this group and also serve our GSD inner circle students kind of propel and get there faster because everybody wants to gain a skill. There's a couple options: YouTube, libraries, free videos, etc. But the reality is we want to, like, here's our time. We want to make time slower, and then our skill level, we want to get it faster so we can get these two in alignment. So whatever that time frame is, if you do want to get it there slower, then yeah, then there may be a good idea to do YouTubes and all that kind of stuff. But if you do want to go faster, you may want to consider a coach, whether it's us or somebody else. That's the entire goal of your life. This is your life. You only got one of them. So think about when you're on your deathbed. Are you going to say, hey, I wish I had more money, or I wish I had more time, right? So the reality is the things you do now will allow you to live that better life now while you're here today, because we're not going to need money when we all eventually will die. Anyways, thank you so much, Jennifer. This was awesome. Like, I love these intimate conversations. It allows me to actually see the results live on these interviews too, but also create a more meaningful connection just doing more human interaction, especially as we start to open up now.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I cannot say enough nice things and good things about you guys. And while like the group stuff is not my jam, I'm just not that guy. I don't know. Something about college really like ruined me for group projects. But what a freaking cool thing to have available to you. You can jump in group, 5 days a week and get help on any number of things with a whole bunch of your peers. Like, I can't say enough good things about what you guys are doing. And I only utilize pieces and parts of it, whatever. And look how well I'm doing. I can't imagine if I implemented all your stuff, I would probably be unstoppable. So anybody who's thinking about this should 100% talk about it and come up off that money and give it to you guys because you're worth all that dollars plus like 10 times more. So I can't say it enough. You guys are awesome.
Well, last question, and I appreciate that so much. You don't even know. I'm gonna make sure Cody watches this like
Please.
3 or 4 times over.
Yeah. Also him too. I mean, this
Um,
goes for both of you, not just you, Mister.
yeah, yeah. Well, like Cody's my right hand man. I mean, the dude's a beast. That's why we're partners here. But you like compare this to other coaching programs that you've been in.
So the other coaching programs I've been in, they give you a Kajabi link. And it's been with some of the big hitters. It isn't like any of the stuff was cheap or anything, but they give you a Kajabi link and there's 1 million videos that you have to watch that are, 10, 15, 20, 30 hours long of stuff. They don't put anything down in like paper. Like, so I just want to skip the videos. Me personally, I want to skip the videos and look at the steps and then just like, hop through the videos and pick out the pieces I need because I can't stand sitting through videos. It's just me personally. But other coaching programs, it's like watch all these videos, make notes that you're probably going to lose or forget. Try to implement something, go back, watch a video again, try to implement something, watch it again, so on and so forth, rinse, wash, repeat. Versus you guys, where I can watch the video, make notes, see the piece of paper that has the steps. I can immediately implement it, little chunks at a time. And then if I get stuck, I can just call you or message you and go, hey, I'm completely stuck on this part. What now? And then I get my 4-second help, and then I can carry on with what I'm doing. And it doesn't have to consume my life. So the other coaching programs, it has to be like, it's a huge time commitment that I just don't have because my agency is doing fine. I'm busy. I have lots of client meetings, etc. So I need things I can cram in the middle and make change and be effective without watching 4 hours of video. It just doesn't work for me. But just on so many levels, it doesn't work for me. So I just appreciate that it's very digestible. It's in little bitty chunks. And you guys can point me like, oh, if this is what you want to do, just digest this part over here right now. You don't have to pill through all this content because that's not what you're doing at this moment. So that's huge for me. It's huge.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up. I feel your pain as far as like college. I didn't do it through one time, two times, or three times, but four times I switched colleges and never still finished. I probably have more units to my name than MBA students and still decided not to get that piece of paper.
Dude,
But I did also, to be fair, I did not show up about 70% of the time. So I just knew that I was gonna always learn in these environments, and that's how we built this training is for anybody to be able to learn at any level. So we didn't want people to feel like, oh, this is group. No, it's private and group. And there's online and on demand. And there's learning in increments, little bitty chunks, like you mentioned, but then there's documents because my learning behavior is probably, I can tell, similar to yours. I need to read and see things like very, very broken down because my brain will over process something. It'll try to tell me, make it overcomplicated. But then when it's laid out so simply, it's like, well, that's in a 1, 2, 3 step system. So that's kind of what we kind of thought of when we were training is like, let's make this just fucking stupid simple. So like a golden retriever could potentially watch it and understand it.
well, I have the attention span of basically a little baby gnat that lives 24 hours. Like I really have a hard time paying attention to stuff. And so if it's not written down or it's too long, as my staff calls it, I get lost and I go off and get distracted by this or that or the other thing, and I never finish it. And it's not because I don't care. It's just simply because like I'm easily distracted. I have ADHD, like the real kind that like is like not the I'm a spaz, I have ADHD. I really have it. And so it's a challenge for me to find things that I can learn from that aren't 17 hours long of people like reading a PowerPoint, which I find to be totally annoying because I can't pay attention. I just can't.
Amazing. Well, let's wrap it up with that, Jennifer. Thank you so much again. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for sharing this story. So I know a
Sure.
lot of people who will watch this on the replay, whether they're live or replay. This is going to go on YouTube and other places that will promote it. We'll send you a copy for your records too. But yeah, keep crushing it. And I mean, fuck, on the next call, we're going to double down that goal.
Yeah, I hope so. And then also know that like already some people in the group have reached out to me. I've talked to Max a couple of times, etc. I'm always happy to help if I can. I mean, I'm not a coach and I don't want to be one, but if there's something I can do to help anybody, I'm here. I've been doing this a long damn time. And I have a lot of knowledge. So if anybody wants help,
That's why I love this community. Everybody's so forthcoming with time and supporting one another in the same tribe.
yeah. So I hope we can continue to grow and I just need you guys to help me with this fulfillment, like getting it done faster. That's all. Let's see the Rubik's
You
that
got
works.
it. You got it. We'll get that on the bottlenecks call and just fucking crush this shit. Okay.
I think we're dangerously close to something really phenomenal. So
Well, let's run with it. Let's run with this sucker and take the Super Bowl championship too. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us again. You have a great day. Thanks for supporting
So,
the community and doing this live for everybody to see your success and inspire them to kind of take action.
yeah, thank you so much. And I'm so glad that I picked you guys.
No, I am too. I'm glad to see this progress. This is just a case study, not just for ourselves, but just to see somebody grow so fast without like even overthinking it. It's like the simple thing is, what do I do next? Just shut the fuck up and do. That's really like that's really the thing to do is just do. Don't ask, do. And fail fast, fail forward, get help.
That right there is it. Fail fast, fail forward, get help. And no, these guys are a parachute, so they'll catch you. No worries.
Awesome. All right. Now we're officially done here. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you again, Jennifer. We'll see you on the next call.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye.